What's going on, guys? I'm here with you can see the Traxxas slash mini and the ECX Torment, which is another mini, because there's a 1/10 scale Torment and there's also a 1/10 scale on the slash. Everyone knows that thing's been out forever, and a really nice, awesome RC car. The reason why, guys, I'm making this video because I spent around $200 on this here RC. It was 185 with taxes. You know, it's kind of a lot. It's 165, 185 with taxes. I bought a couple extras, so it's like 200 bucks. So I think that it really wasn't worth it because I'm not getting very good speed out of it. I believe that when they sold the Traxxas Slash, even though this is the same e-Revel body, the same thing as the e-Revel, just a different, chassis, same chassis, just different body, and a few other characteristics here. So it's really an e-Revel, but they sold it with the slower gearing. So it has a smaller pinion, and the e-Revel comes with a faster pinion first of all, and it also comes with a speed pinion. So this one right here, they kind of just geared it somewhere in the middle. So I'm not getting very much power out of this thing. So I need to change the pinion on it. Like really, another thing, guys, this thing is brushless ready. It says so on the box. So you can just go ahead and upgrade, which I'm going to do. I'll put something cheap in it, and then I'm going to put something good in it until that gets here. So the cheap brushless motor setup will be in there at first, and then I have a better one that is named brand coming for that. But like I said, guys, I don't really think this was worth it. I don't think so, guys, because this is the little Torment. You know, it's the 1/10 scale, and I think that it just works pretty good. And this was $108. So we'll go ahead and take these bodies up. Not really here to compare bodies. They're both good. Although the Torment feels heavier, a little bit thicker. Look at that. See, it's just like a thicker body versus this one is thinner. Look at that. It's thin. But still though, it's still a good body. Okay, so now we're here with both of these. This is just 1/18 scale, and this is 1/16 scale, which is pretty much almost the same thing. Almost. 1/16 scale in some ways can look just like 1/18 scale. So it's pretty much the same thing, guys. In size wise, but you get all of this for about almost 200 bucks. You round it off, it's like 200 bucks. So you get this here. Pretty cool RC. I don't like these shocks. I thought these were supposed to be like, just better because of the way people would talk about them. Oh, those are the e-Revel shocks, so they're super good, Traxxas suit armor and all this and that. And then when, I don't know, maybe it's just this one, but the suspension, guys, I really don't care for it. It gets stiff. If I pick it up, it stays up. If I push it down, you see that? I don't really care for that. It's like everywhere. It's not. I don't know. It's probably the oil. Not to mention, I probably need the metal shocks. So these are really small shocks, but they give you large amounts of travel because of its design. So you do get larger amounts of travel with smaller shocks. But I think the oil that's in there is just very, very wimpy, so it's not working very good. But it looks great. It runs pretty good. But that's one of the main things I didn't really care for. Not to mention, it's just too slow. So here's the 1/18 scale ECX Torment. And this little guy right here can hit around 22 miles per hour. It comes with one metal pinion and two plastic pinions. So no, 3 plastic pinions. So you can change the speed up on this. It comes with a littler motor, of course. You see the little motor there. It's a 15 turn, I think it is. A 15 turn 380. Yeah, it's a 15 turn, guys. So just dust that, blow that dust out. It comes with the Spectrum ESC 2-in-1. This is one of the best 2-in-1s I've ever used. So I would even consider putting this into something else, like buying a whole nother one and just putting it into another RC car, because the speed is pretty cool. It's not bad. It's at a desirable part. It's like, it's pretty good. If you can hit 20 or above, that's pretty good already. These both come with simple nickel metal hydride batteries, but out of the box, this Traxxas Slash here is going to be slower, and this one right here will be faster, especially with the light bulb. You will get a little more boost of speed, and if you go in here and change the pinion that they give you, you'll really boost the speed up by like 26, 27 miles per hour. So, and that's right out of the box, guys. Not to mention, I just think that the plastic on this is pretty good. I don't want to say it's better than Traxxas, because the Traxxas has decent plastic too, but the way its memory is, I can tell that it's more it's a little more stronger, or it feels like it's stronger, and it's just it just feels like it's not going to break. And then if we go over here to this one, I don't know, it just feels a little bit weaker, but like if I grab it too hard, it might bust over here. So I don't know, maybe I could be wrong. Sometimes plastic can feel like it's going to break, but it doesn't. But what I'm trying to really say is, for $100 versus almost $200, I would just go with the little Torment, and you will get some decent speed. This will run you about $125, although you can walk out the store with it for like $108. But I would suggest buying the bearings, because it doesn't come with bearings, it comes with brass bushings, which are pretty cool. Before, it used to come with plastic bushings, and now it comes with brass. So that's not too bad. But you should really buy the actual bearing set. It's pretty cheap. It's like $15, and it's really, really worth it. After that, it rolls really good. And another thing, guys, that I didn't really like about this here truck, the Slash. See this? When I do this, it feels good. And when I do the Slash, it doesn't feel like it's binding, guys. Look at this. I mean, it doesn't feel like it's binding. It feels like it has to go through multiple gears before it actually moves. So it just feels a bit tight. Look at this too. When I do this, nothing spins. See that? Nothing. And if I go over here on the Torment and I do this, I do get a little bit of coasting. It doesn't feel as bad. Even the back is even better. They have the diffs of looser, I guess, in the back. And this one, if I do that back here, I mean, I get nothing, guys. Look at that. So the whole truck itself feels like it's set up for crawling or something. It feels stiff. And that right there takes down the battery quick, because it can't coast like the way it should. I don't know why it does that. I don't know anyone who has a Mini E-Revo, so I can't ask them if that's how it feels, because it just feels like, I don't know, it just feels like everything's a little too tight. That's what it feels like to me. And because of that, I'm losing out on tons of speed and power, I'm getting torque because whenever you got an RC that doesn't right away want to move, you get torque. It starts jumping up. But I'm not really trying to crawl with it. Although when I played around with it and just tried goofing around, I noticed that look at that travel right there. That's pretty good. Look at that. I think this thing will be better as the Summit. Or I don't know, probably the Summit is the best bet, because if this is how bindy this thing feels when it's in the E-Revo, then Form, I don't know. I just feel that it's going to cost you a lot of speed because of that. It's going to cost you a lot. It's going to wear down your motor and battery faster, putting more strain on the ESC. So I don't know. Even when I touch it, the motor is not even near hot. Although the ESC, the top part, will be warm, like hot to the touch, where you can't just keep your finger on it. So I don't understand. It's like really under geared big time, because this doesn't get hot. But if I use it like a full battery and just push on it, it gets pretty hot up here. So I know I can change the pinion on this and get away with it, and because the motor doesn't even get warm. So that's how I know it's under geared. Not to mention, I think that it's a lot of stress on this ESC because of this. It's very difficult to move. It just feels like even when I go down a hill and I leave it there, it just stays there. It doesn't even roll down the hill, guys. So that's just crazy right there. I mean, it's not like huge problem, because it does get up and go. But I don't know. I never had an RC that was that bindy, and it's supposed to be like that. I don't know. Maybe there's something wrong here, because this just feels tight. And it doesn't roll. Like, I can't really roll it. Although, look at this one, I just barely even push it and I can play around with it, But this one, if I try doing that, it's just like, no, it's not gonna let me. It just won't coast for me. So I don't know about that. Although everything else is pretty much matching up with this one when it comes to the quality. The shocks are really good on this, guys. This is some of ECX good work on this. For the price, I mean, They're not going to be, fabulous, but for the price, a 108 and you're out the door, plus this thing runs good on nickel metal hydride already. So the shocks are good. Everything's comparing up to Traxxas. Even the tires, just everything. Plastic, all of it. So I would just go with the Torment. So if you're in the market for a little RC and you don't want to spend $150 and you want a smaller one, because not everybody wants a big old 1/10 scale in their living room, So if you want like a smaller RC and you're in the market and you're thinking about maybe going with this one, I would, unless you're going to do all kinds of upgrades, you can do crazy upgrades with this. And this, you will be limited just to a few. So I don't know. I would suggest going with this one, period. Even if you got more money, you can always upgrade brushless with the rest of the money that you would pay for this one. You can just buy a brushless motor, a decent one too, like a hobby wing. You can get something decent because you'll have $100, because this thing's $200, and this one's only 108, 110, and everything feels pretty much the same. The plastics feel just the same. It drives pretty much the same. Everything's the same, although this one is just a little bit different because of the suspension, but it's pretty much the same thing. It doesn't drive super good because of those that suspension setup. Only I think that is perfect if I was crawling, because it gives me a lot of travel in the arms, a lot. And when I go over things with this, just running over, I can use it like a crawler. It crawls so good because it's already set up like that with the tension it has and everything. So if you're in the market for an RC and you're maybe trying to go with the Traxxas or something, I would suggest going, and you're looking short course, because I like short course trucks. Where I'm at is a lot of desert, so these are pretty They're pretty much the only car everyone buys around here. So I have quite a few of these short course trucks in different forms. But if you're in the market for something small, short course, I would suggest going with this for $100. Even the transmitter is decent. So, and it comes with the battery too. Out of the box, you're gonna get over 20 miles per hour just out of the box. And if you want to screw around with the pinions they give you, you should be able to hit more speed and even lower it down if you want. Yeah, so that's pretty much all I wanted to say, guys, about that, because I just feel a little disappointed in this one. Not very happy with it. But it's alright. I'm not going to use it anyways. So I am going to upgrade it. So I am going to upgrade it to some brushless stuff, and then until my new motor comes for it, which is going to be a lot better, because I don't want generic stuff in there, or this one. So, but this one I think I'm just gonna keep it stock, guys. I was gonna go ahead and put brushless in there, and I don't know. I just really like the way it runs with the brush motor. It's not too bad. You know, a short course truck isn't supposed to be really fast anyways. So both of these, the speed that it comes out is pretty good, because short course trucks are not supposed to be all fast anyways. So if you're in the market for one of these guys, you might want to go with the ECX Torment, unless you really want to do a lot of upgrades and mess around with it. You can get a lot more parts for this one. But I think that the ECX Torment is pretty good for it's a pretty good competitor, and a lot cheaper, and pretty much the same quality when it comes to its parts. Not too bad. I mean, electronics. But I don't know, these electronics, I'm disappointed because I can't run 3S on it. Why you give me this big old motor and I can't even run 3S? You know, that's another disappointment. It really disappointed me. So I looked online to see if I can do it. No, you can't. I looked in the manual. You can't. PDF, you can't run 3S on this. So that's very disappointing, to have such a big motor and I can't even run 3S on it. Just very disappointing. They should have had a speed controller that can at least run 3S brush like the Dynamite. So I would have to change this out to the Dynamite ESC, the blue one, to try to match everything here, and then I would be able to use 3S. But that's another $50, because I wouldn't want to buy any other brand, just the Dynamite. That's another $50. And if I try buying the other XL5, it's too big, it won't fit in here. So I don't know. I kind of felt really disappointed that I wasn't able to use a 3S battery with a motor that big, you know. So, but the suspension's not too bad. It just gets stuck up. If you put it up, it gets stuck up. You put it down, it stays down, you know. Just, I don't know. Maybe it's obviously not set up right, so it has some tweaking around to do with that one. But tires and electronics, these are pretty reliable, although this is just a crappy 2-in-1. Not to mention it's got a 5-wire servo. I think it does it? No, it actually has a 3-wire servo, doesn't it? Yeah, 3. So it has a 3-wire servo, which isn't too bad. So you could swap out better servos at least, without having to upgrade everything. So that's pretty much the end of this one, guys. I would suggest going with the Torment, and in the next video I'm just gonna go ahead and do a little speed test, see which one's faster out of the box. So thanks a lot for watching, guys.